Hey, everyone, how's it going? Have you ever stopped to think that life is an incredible journey, full of ups and downs, and that each of us is on our own unique path? That's right, today we're going to dive into something that resonates with everyone, our spiritual journey. You know that feeling that there's something bigger out there, something we can't quite explain? That's exactly what we're going to talk about. We're going deep into the Spiritist view on how to start, and more importantly, how to not give up on this journey that's so personal to each of us. It doesn't matter if you've been spiritually aware for years or if you're just now starting to think about these things. This conversation is for anyone who wants to understand a bit more about themselves and the world around them. But before we get going, could you do me a quick favor? Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and drop a comment letting me know what you hope to learn today. You know your participation makes all the difference, right? So, are you ready? We've got quite the journey ahead of us. Alright, let's start from the beginning. What exactly is this spiritual journey we're talking about? In the Spiritist view, it's so much more than lighting a few candles or meditating every now and then. It's a path of self-discovery and evolution that we travel not just in this life, but over many lifetimes. Picture this, you're like a traveler on an endless road. Each life is like a stop along the way, a chance to learn, grow, and become a better version of yourself. Pretty cool, right? But hold up, it's not as simple as it sounds. We're not talking about a quick vacation to the beach, you know? It's more like a spiritual marathon. There are challenges, there's pain, but there are also some incredible rewards along the way. In Spiritism, we believe we are immortal spirits. Yep, you heard that right. We don't start when we're born, and we don't end when we die. It's a continuous journey of learning and evolving. Now think about it. If we're eternal, why the rush? Why all the anxiety? The spiritual journey is about learning to appreciate each moment, each experience, as an opportunity for growth. You've probably heard the phrase, life is a school, right? Well, in Spiritism, we take that pretty seriously. Every challenge, every relationship, every moment of joy or sadness is a lesson, and we're here to learn them all. So, how do we actually start this journey? Well, the truth is, you've already started. Just by being here, watching this video, and thinking about these things, you've taken your first step. The thing is, a lot of people think they need to do something huge to begin their spiritual journey, like quitting everything and moving to a monastery, right? But it's not like that. The journey begins here and now, in your everyday life. It's about paying more attention to your actions, your thoughts. It's about trying to be a better person each day. You don't need to be perfect, by the way. We're here to evolve, not to be flawless. So, what do you think? Is this making sense to you? Have you thought about your own journey like this before? How do you view your own spiritual path? Alright, everyone, now that we've got a handle on what the spiritual journey is, let's talk about something everyone faces, the challenges along the way. Because, let's be honest, if it were easy, we'd all be enlightened by now, right? The first challenge, impatience. We live in a fast-paced world where everything needs to happen yesterday. But spiritual evolution doesn't work like that. It's a slow, gradual process. It's like planting a tree. You don't see it grow overnight, but with time, patience, and care, it becomes strong and full of life. Another challenge is materialism. Now, don't get me wrong, having material things isn't bad. The issue arises when we think happiness only comes from the stuff we can buy. The spiritual journey teaches us that true wealth is within us. And then there's fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of facing our own problems. Spiritism teaches us that fear is natural, but it can't paralyze us. It takes courage to evolve. Then there's the challenge of consistency. You know when you start a new diet, all excited, but after a week you're sneaking chocolates? Yeah, the spiritual journey can be like that too. We start off super motivated, but keeping that energy going every day is the real challenge. And let's not forget the biggest challenge of all, ourselves. Our own limitations, bad habits, and negative thoughts. The good news is, in Spiritism, we learn that we have all the potential to overcome this. Is it tough? Sure, but it's absolutely possible. Now, here's an important point. These challenges aren't punishments. They're opportunities for growth. Every obstacle we overcome is another step forward in our evolution. Remember the story about diamonds? They only become valuable after a lot of pressure and refining. It's the same with us. The challenges we face are what polish us, making us better versions of ourselves. And you know what's great? In Spiritism, we believe we're never alone on this journey. We always have spiritual support, whether from mentors, guides, or even loved ones who have passed on. But hey, don't think you can just sit back and wait for help to fall into your lap. We've got to do our part. It's a partnership between us and the spiritual world. So what about you? What challenges have you been facing on your spiritual journey? Share with us in the comments. Sometimes just knowing we're not alone in this can bring a huge sense of relief, right? Now let's dive into a super important concept in Spiritism: reincarnation. Brace yourselves, because this is where things get really fascinating. In the Spiritist view, reincarnation is like the chapters of a giant book that is our existence. Each life is a new chapter, filled with adventures, challenges, and lessons to be learned. Think about this. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, man, this life is too short to learn everything I need to? Well, in Spiritism, we believe that we get multiple chances to evolve. Many lives, in fact. But hold up, it's not like a video game where you die and restart in the same place. Each reincarnation is a fresh start, but we carry with us the lessons from past lives. It's like we have an invisible backpack. In every life, we pack that backpack with new experiences and knowledge. In the next life, we may not remember exactly what's in it, but all that wisdom is still there, influencing our decisions and who we are. Here's something important to remember. Reincarnation isn't about a fixed destiny. We have free will. That means our choices matter. Every decision we make shapes not just this life, but also our future ones. And here's the mind-blowing part. In the Spiritist view, we don't reincarnate just for our own growth, but also to help others. Sometimes we come back to fix something we did wrong in a past life, or to help someone we may have hurt before. This helps explain why sometimes we meet people and instantly feel a deep connection, or why certain relationships are so challenging. Could be a story that goes way back from previous lives. Reincarnation also gives us a broader perspective on why people are born into different circumstances. Why do some have more advantages than others? In Spiritism, we believe that each person is at the exact point in their journey, facing the challenges they need to evolve. But hey, don't use this as an excuse to not help others. Quite the opposite. Understanding reincarnation should inspire us to be more compassionate and supportive. So, what do you all think about the idea of reincarnation? Does it make sense to you? Drop a comment below with your thoughts. Who knows? Maybe we've met in another life before. Wouldn't that be wild? Now we're diving into a topic that is, let's say, the hallmark of Spiritism: mediumship. Get ready, because this one's going to blow your mind. First things first, mediumship isn't something out of a horror movie, okay? In the Spiritist view, it's a natural ability that we all have to some degree. Think of it like a sixth sense that allows us to perceive and interact with the spiritual world. Imagine the world is like a vast ocean. We live on the surface, but there's an entire universe submerged beneath that we don't see. Mediumship is like a diving suit that lets us explore this underwater world. But just like not everyone who owns a bike is a professional cyclist, not everyone who has mediumship becomes an active medium. Some people have greater sensitivity, others less so, and that's totally fine. We all have our role in this journey. In Spiritism, mediumship isn't seen as a special gift reserved for a chosen few. It's a tool for growth and for helping others. It's like a spiritual phone line, meant for communication and assistance. But here's the catch. With great power comes great responsibility. Mediumship needs to be developed with study, discipline, and most importantly, with a lot of love and ethics. It's not meant to be used to win the lottery or figure out if your crush likes you. Alright? And here's something fascinating. There are many types of mediumship. Some people can see spirits, others can hear them, and some can feel their presence. There are those who can psychograph, write messages from spirits, and others who have premonitory dreams. It's a vast and diverse universe. Now, one crucial thing to understand. Having mediumship doesn't mean you're more spiritually evolved. It's just a tool. What matters is how you use that tool to evolve and to help others. In our spiritual journey, mediumship can be a powerful ally. It helps us understand that life doesn't end with the death of the physical body, that our loved ones who've passed on are still around us, and that our actions have consequences beyond this life. But be careful of going overboard. Mediumship doesn't replace common sense, study, or doing good work. You don't need to consult spirits for every little thing in life. Free will is still ours, and so is the responsibility for our choices. And if you're thinking, but I don't see or hear anything, don't worry. Remember I said everyone has some level of mediumship? Well, sometimes it manifests in more subtle ways. That strong intuition, that gut feeling, that unexplainable sense of peace. All of this could be your mediumship at work. So, what do you think about mediumship? Does this make sense to you? Have you experienced any signs of it in your life? Let me know in the comments. Alright folks, now it's time to talk about the ultimate goal of this whole spiritual journey. Evolution. But hold up. It's not about evolving into a superhero or anything like that. In the Spiritist view, spiritual evolution is the process of becoming a better, more loving, and wiser person. It's like we're all rough diamonds, and each experience, each challenge, and each lesson polishes us a little more. Think of a staircase. Spiritual evolution is like climbing that staircase, with each step representing a new level of understanding, wisdom, and love. And guess what? There's no elevator on this staircase. We have to take it one step at a time. But don't think spiritual evolution means spending all day meditating on a mountain. It's in the day-to-day moments that we evolve the most. It's about having patience in traffic, helping a neighbor, being honest at work. One important thing to keep in mind: evolution is not a competition. There's no point in comparing yourself to others, thinking someone is more or less evolved. Everyone's moving at their own pace on their own path. The goal is to be better than you were yesterday. And here's something really cool. In Spiritism, we believe that we never stop evolving. Even the most advanced spirits are still learning and growing. It's an infinite journey of discovery and development. Now, let's talk about something crucial. Spiritual evolution doesn't only happen when things are going well. In fact, it's often the tough times that make us grow the most. You know the saying, we grow through adversity? Well, in Spiritism, that idea is taken very seriously. But don't get it twisted. We're not supposed to go out looking for suffering. The key is to see difficulties as opportunities for growth. It's all about turning life's lemons into lemonade, right? One other important point. Spiritual evolution isn't just about ourselves. As we evolve, we naturally feel the need to help others on their journey. 2. It's like a ripple effect of goodness. So, how do we know if we're evolving? Well, there's no spiritual evolution meter, but we can notice a few signs. More patience, more understanding, less judgment, and more love for others. If you find yourself handling challenges better, feeling more at peace with yourself, you can bet you're on the right track. And don't forget, spiritual evolution also involves knowledge. Studying Spiritist doctrine, reading good books, and exchanging ideas with others all help us grow. So what about you? How do you feel you've evolved spiritually? Share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes, just taking a moment to reflect on this can be a big step forward in our evolution. Let's dive into a topic that a lot of people have heard of but sometimes misunderstand: karma. In the Spiritist view, we refer to this as the law of cause and effect. Let's break it down, shall we? First off, let's get rid of the idea that karma is some kind of divine punishment or reward. In Spiritism, karma is simply the natural consequence of our actions. It's like that law in physics. For every action, there's a reaction, except in this case, it's applied to our spiritual journey. Think of life as a huge field. Every action we take is like planting a seed. Karma is the harvest. If you plant love, you'll harvest love. If you plant hate, well, you get the idea, right? But here's the thing. Karma isn't a permanent sentence. We always have the chance to change the course of things. It's like life hands us a pencil and an eraser. We can write our story, and we can also erase and rewrite parts of it. Another key point: karma doesn't only carry over from one life to another. Sometimes we reap what we sow in the same lifetime. That kindness you showed someone, and then later you received unexpected help when you needed it, that could be karma in action. Now, be careful not to fall into the trap of judging others based on karma. We don't know anyone's full story. Just because someone is going through tough times doesn't necessarily mean they're paying for something they did wrong. In Spiritism, we see karma as a tool for learning, not punishment. It's like a strict but fair teacher, always giving us the chance to learn and grow. And here's something amazing. We can create positive karma at any moment. Every act of kindness, every positive thought, every gesture of love, it all adds up in our karma bank. But hey, don't go around doing good deeds just to score points with the universe. Intentions matter a lot. A good act done with a sincere heart holds much more value than one done out of self-interest. And if you're sitting there thinking, but I've done so many things wrong, don't stress. Remember that eraser I mentioned? Yep, we can always start fresh. Sincere regret and a change in attitude are the first steps to turning negative karma into positive. In the end, understanding karma helps us be more mindful of our actions and choices. It's an invitation to take responsibility for our lives and our spiritual growth. What about you? Have you ever noticed karma at work in your life? Share your thoughts in the comments. Wow, what a journey, right everyone? We covered a lot today. What the spiritual journey is, the challenges we face along the way, reincarnation, mediumship, spiritual evolution, and karma. That's a lot to take in, I know. But the most important thing to remember is that each of us is on our own unique and special journey. It doesn't matter where you are on this path. What's important is to keep moving forward, learning, and evolving. Always keep in mind, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole spiritual world supporting you, and of course, you've got this amazing community here on the channel to exchange ideas and experiences with. Now, could you do me a favor? If this conversation resonated with you, go ahead and hit that like button and share it with your friends. You never know. You might help someone take their first step on their spiritual journey. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next videos. We still have so much to explore about Spiritism and spiritual evolution. Thanks for being here, everyone. Until next time, and may your path be filled with light.